Good afternoon, my name is Ola Tamanova and I want to thank everybody who joins us in Ukraine Media Center Ukrinform. It's day 474 of the full-scale invasion of our homeland by Russian aggressor, and I traditionally want to thank the representatives of all the mass media who tell the world the truth about our heroic resistance and our fight for freedom. Now we will be talking about the situation in Mykolayiv region. Joining us online is the military governor of Mykolayiv region, Vitaly Kim. Good afternoon, Mr. Vitaly. Good afternoon, Mr. Vitaly. We would like to ask about the current events in the region. What's going on? I will give you a little bit of statistics to give you the picture. After the terroristic act at Kakhovskaya Dam, we have 2 casualties, a man and a woman, an elderly woman. We have 31 settlements flooded, about 450 households, 20 in Bashtanka district and the rest in Mykolayiv district, but the situation is a little bit less complicated in Mykolayiv district. 1,132 persons arrived from Kherson. The Danish Refugee Council is disbursing the support funds to them in amount of around 3,000 hryvnias per kid, which amounts to 3 million hryvnias in total. 972 people were evacuated within their communities in Mykolayiv region. The potable water and the food rations are being supplied to the affected persons. In the village of Afanasivka, it's now as an island. There is no land connection, and on a 24/7 basis there are boats going both ways between this island and their region. So talking about the environmental situation in the region, what is it like? We know that your services continue sampling water from the water reservoirs and the rivers. So what are the results? To what extent the contamination is, to what extent is the contamination spreading in the water? Well, the situation is improving, but unfortunately the bacteriological situation is deteriorating. There is a ban for bathing and swimming until the situation improves. So once again, I want to urge the people not to sell the fish, not to bathe and swim in the areas which were flooded. As to the sampling of potable water, there were 9 potable water wells flooded in Bashtanka district. The water which was sampled from those wells is fine. The results are good, so I hope the situation to stabilize within a week. As to Mykolayiv district and Mykolayiv region in total, the situation with potable water sampling is good. So in the flooded areas, it's very important. We had no graveyards there, no burial sites, and this is why I hope the situation will stabilize shortly. Mr. Vitaly, after the terroristic act committed by the Russians in Kakhovskaya HPP dam, we've seen, for example, in Odessa, that everything keeps incoming, starting from the construction materials and even the mines, the landmines that can be seen in Odessa shores. So what were the hazards that you were facing in terms of mine hazard? Well, the mine hazard was an important, a pressing issue in our region. Even without that, there may be some unexploded shells that are about to be found in the areas. That's why I urge everybody not to visit those territories where the water is about to subside, because first is the demining teams who have to work there. So I urge everybody not to look for any trouble. Don't walk in those areas. Don't look for any hidden treasures there, because it's hazardous in those areas. As to the situation with the river Pivden-Nebuk, the situation is better there. but the situation is complicated around the basin of river Ingulets in Bashtanka district. So talking in general, do you observe any dynamics in terms of the water level subsiding? Well, in Mykolayiv the water fell 58 centimeters. Yeah, I think 58 centimeters. In Ingulets basin now we have -1 meter 55 centimeters from the peak level, but the pace of subsiding is pretty weak. The water will get back to its normal level within a week, I think. Thank you for this information. Dear colleagues, if you have any questions on the floor, please proceed. Irina Mamchur, Ukrinform, thank you. There are such forecasts that the water will subside significantly in the lowest stream of Dnipro, below the downstream from Kakhovskaya HPP dam. Will it reflect in the operation of the waterways in Mykolayiv? Will you be able to take water from Dnipro after that? Thank you for this question. Well, logically, the level of water increased due to the decrease of the water level in Kakhovka water reservoir. It was not such a significant increase, but anyway, it will not influence in any way the procedures or the processes the water is taken from Dnipro. There were a couple of bridges flooded in Snihurivka district. 2 of those bridges were just recently reconstructed after the occupation. And now that the water is subsiding, do you know about their condition? I mean, those specific 2 bridges. Mr. Vitaly, we're not hearing you. I hope that our technical team is about to reestablish the connection. We start hearing you again. Well, about those 2 bridges, I haven't heard the full question. Is the water subsiding, and do we know how those bridges will be recovered? No, unfortunately for the time being their condition is unknown. I hope that they will stand, at least that one that is made of concrete. It should stay, but we will be able to analyze the situation after the divers inspect the foundation. Thank you very much, Mr. Vitaly. Thank you for this broadcast, for the information that you disclosed. Joining us was Vitaly Kim, the military governor of Mykolayiv region, and at 14 o'clock we will be talking about the situation in Kherson region. So stay tuned, work together for our victory, and glory to Ukraine.